Here we go then, match 2, or match 18 of the tournament. Kazakhstan, impressive yesterday, are going to take on Singapore. Kazakhstan with the big win over Sri Lanka, 36-0. And then the narrow loss to China, 21-14. And we saw them playing more expensive rugby yesterday. Some real width in their play. Look out, of course, for Korachek with 2 tries in 12, and Daria Tkachiova in 11. She got out for 7 tries in the tournament last year in Sri Lanka. And the usual campaigners there: Nurmatova, Koshibayeva, Bakhtiyabeva, and campaigners also for Singapore. Players like Alvinia Ao-Yong, very impressive yesterday. Chan, and also T Tawasosi. There's Phoenix Xu from China. Never a bead of sweat on her. She's a cool customer. Kazakhstan pump at about 12 meters, and Singapore get a chance here. And Kazakhstan, well, they're the only team really that looks like they could take on China and Japan in this series. And they're straight on the front foot. Here goes the speedster. Just mentioned her. She gets around the outside. Tkachiova. And finally, first try of the tournament, I think. But maybe she's been saving herself for today. Yep. Give her a little bit of space, and she's quite devastating. One of the most devastating attack players in this ladies' comp. Kazakhstan 5-0.
2 seasons ago, you could have said that Kazakhstan were really just a one-trick pony. They'll just play it straight up. They had such physical dominance over a lot of the other sides. And now, with this flyer on there out wide, they're a 2-trick pony. Or a 1-trick pony and a 1-trick racehorse.
It makes such a difference having a speedster like that, you know. Teams like Japan have Sasumi, Hong Kong has Aggie Poon, and give them a little bit of space, and they're worth a couple of tries a game usually.
Well, it works right the way to the top. You think about Portia Woodman for the New Zealand Women's Sevens team.
Yeah.
Just an out-and-out flyer.
Go back to the 93 World Cup Sevens, first ever World Cup Sevens, Scotland.
Crouch.
Andrew Harriman for England.
Fine.
He won that tournament for England, really. He was in double figures for tries, just went around everybody every time, the Prince. And just showed you how valuable a gas man is. Now you have guys like Dan Norton. And your man,
Okay, crouch.
Carlton Isles.
Fine. Safe.
Here we go, 7-0. Attacking scrum here for the Kazakhstanis. Nurmatova, they're looking out the wing again, looking for Daria. Good inside ball to Proskarina. She was good yesterday. Just a sure and steady. Good show and go out the back there from Nurmatova. And well finished from set piece, sorry. A couple of phases, and Kazakhstan are looking good already this morning.
Well, the important thing for Kazakhstan's performance in their first game was that Singapore does pose a bit of a problem for them. If they want to take a very direct route, they'll make defending very easy. Singapore are a very, very durable outfit. They may not cover the ground as quickly, and that's where Kazakhstan have chosen to play the game, is moving the ball. If they took a more straight approach to Singapore, they could find themselves on the end of a problem.
So 12-0, halfway through this first half. Singapore get their second chance with the ball. They don't have the gas that the Kazakhstanis do. They do have some power in number 12, Tawasosi, who's not currently on the field, sitting on the garden furniture in front of us. Here goes Ao-Yong.
That was a terrific tackle, wasn't it?
The more that Alvinia gets involved, the more chance Singapore has. She's a playmaker. Look at that huge tackle coming in from Stepan Yuga. Absolutely cleaned her out. That sort of tackle lifts the side. Nurmatova with the tackle. And Kazakhstan showing the sort of defence that they're going to have to take into semi-finals against sides like Japan, Hong Kong, China, Japan and China especially. Little knock on there, says referee Phoenix Xu. So an attacking scrum for Singapore.
Right up here.
Having a look at it, just taking her eyes off it maybe. Terryeva cross with herself.
Next side.
Singapore with just the one try yesterday against Sri Lanka.
Crouch. Bind. Strike.
Here comes Low. There's Chan, veteran. Amanda on. This is what Singapore do. They just take it in and around the fringes. It never goes too wide. They have one speedster in Nur Shuhada, number 3. Not sure if she's on or not, but she's a genuine speedster. Now Kazakhstan have just robbed them of that, and a good tackling goal there. Picking up and going again is Kushibayeva, skipper.
Oh, good counter ruck by Singapore. Put some pressure on.
It's hard Yaka. Back to Bayeva there. Gets it out and putting the toe on it. Jane Chan goes back, loses her footing, and over her like a rash is Nurmatova. Gets to her feet again there, and something's going to give. Yeah, one of those ones. No daylight, I guess, from Nurmatova. So penalty going to Singapore into the final minute now. Not rolling away well. She was on her feet. I just think there wasn't any daylight perhaps after the tackle.
Well, Chan did well to get back and pick up that ball and keep herself in play. Buy a few more seconds, wait for some support. Some tidy work. But this is the sort of trouble that a team like Singapore can create. The temptation is you look at them and you go, right, we're going to just run over these girls. Singapore have got another idea.
Yeah, they're a staunch crew, that's for sure. Can't win their own line out though. That's a shame. They're going to get stretched again as the hooter sounds. Can she get away this time again? Tkachiova, yes, she does. So she stamped her mark on this tournament. Didn't see much action yesterday, but today in this first half, 2 already. It's great when some of these star players really get into the tournament, build their confidence, and it's good for everybody except the opposition. It's good for the crowd who've come to watch some rugby. So straight under the post there. Shouldn't be any problem for Nurmatova. Just a dainty little chip. So 19-0 at half time. Good opening stanza from Kazakhstan.
Yeah, fair enough. Opening 7 minutes from Kazakhstan as we just watched the run again, and all the damage was done between the Kazakh 22 and the Kazakh 10 metre. There's this lady here, Duckova. She was gone for all money. So for Singapore, a reasonable half as well. Sure, they haven't scored, but they've made life pretty difficult there in the end of the first half. Kazakhstan, they've seen the pathway is around the Singaporean team, not through it. And it's not really their natural game, but the added dimension of some pace out wide has given them the capability of striking out wide. They've taken it. And for a girl that was quiet yesterday, I think she might be in for a couple more today. They're having a good time there, Boozer.
Look at that, some local supporters of Kazakhstan. That's fantastic. Haven't seen a Kazakhstan flag at any other tournament recently, and they had adopted Kazakhstan as their preferred country to support, or actually Kazakhs. Either way, good on them down here early to support the ladies in blue. I don't mean the police. 19-0. Final pool game for these two sides. Look at this now from Nurmatova, just breaking out from their own half. And unfortunately there, the two-try scorer letting that one go straight through her hands, and she looks at her hands and gives them a good scowl. Why have you done that to me? In fact, sorry, that was Stepanuga. Stinking hot down there. Hotter than yesterday, and not a cloud in the sky. Fascinating, really, considering that a massive super typhoon is going to loom into Hong Kong's airspace.
A massive super typhoon.
A massive, super ginormous,
a megaphone.
You know, as Donald Trump would call it, tremendous typhoon. It's going to be tremendously wet. Singapore with the quick to heel. That was Eunice Chu and two there delivering from fly half. They come back to the short side. Stepanuga goes in around the chops there, the chops region. Good hands down the short side, not much room to work with, and Amanda Ung takes it forward. And it's good hustling from back to Bayeva. She manages to get the ball as well. That's super defensive work, and pops it up to Nurmatova. She won't be caught by Low. They're going to go for try number 4. Turning defence into attack there, Kazakhstan. Very stout defence there, but Singapore not really, you know, just throwing it amongst themselves on the short side there. That's what they do, I know, but without their speedster on the field, there's not much else they can do.
I'll just pick up the play there. There's the turnover. And that's come at the end of a sequence of plays by Singapore where they've kept the ball pretty much between the sideline and the 15-metre line. And fair play, they've used short passing, they've tried to get something going, but in the end, nothing really dynamic happened. Kazakhstan got one chance on the ball. They took 5 points from it. Well played, Kazakhstan.
$24-0 then. Halfway through the second half.
Well, I don't know about you, Grant. Has it gotten even hotter out there?
It feels hotter to me, Jed, today. I don't know if there's less breeze or what it is, but we were down here yesterday for a 12 o'clock start, which in theory would have been hotter than the 10 o'clock start today, but it does feel hot. There was a bit of cloud cover yesterday as well. I think half the day we were protected. There's no cover at all today as Singapore try and work their way out from a scrum. And they earn themselves a penalty. Again, they continue with this approach, and that's nice. Cutting back on the inside is Ong Pei. Good run from her. Stepanuga gets busy on her, tries to, and does so. Wins the turnover, so good work from Veronica Stepanuga.
Yeah, terrific work. Got over the ball, got good position. Singaporean support only about 2 or 3 strides short of being where it needed to be.
knock on there in the tackle. Singapore just keep applying more pressure here, and Kazakhstan probably just enjoying the chance to stress test the defensive structures and demonstrate their trust in each other. Be great to see Kazakhstan getting into a cup final on this series. Be great for them as well. They really are campaigners. Just in the scrum, says referee Xu. This is Sim Chu Hong. Tap and go. T Tawasosi's on. She fires a nice one out to Chong. Good quick delivery off the floor there from Tawasosi. And penalty after penalty, offside this time. 3 in a row. Could be a card coming. There's one more. High tackle this time. It's very tolerant, Phoenix Sue. Look at them going in there for the ball and the tackle, looking for the strip. Here's Ong. He's taken in a good ball and all tackle by Eva, and they're right on the line. They've done it, and reward there for a good bit of toil for the Singaporeans, and that'll please them to no end.
Well, talk about exploiting the one channel, but look at this snappy bit of work. Ultimately dragged down, not hold. Now Places, gathers the ball, and we'll say dives purposefully rather than falls over for the line. That's a beauty.
High fives all round.
And it almost seems like cartoonish that the smaller Singaporean team should throw one right up the middle against the massive Kazakhstani team. It's just, well, if I was Irish, I could talk about it for hours.
Here's Tkachiova. Sets off and pops it up to Eva Becker. Haven't seen much of Becker so far. Gets a rear bit of game time, and a great ball from Tawasosi. Inside ball from Low to Nur Shuhada, and that is fantastic. That is a very well worked try. 2 in 1 minute, and they finish strong here, Singapore.
Well, Kazakhstan, they've taken their hands off the wheel. They're just letting it coast in. Singapore, to their credit, as always, Singapore, they're a team who will make the most of absolutely everything they get hold of. And good on them. Look at this, determination, guts.
Good on them. They find themselves in double figures. So 24-10, the full-time score. Finishing stronger of the two, Singapore. But in the end, Kazakhstan too strong, and they march forward looking for second spot in their group. Stick around. Our next game will be Japan-Thailand, and that should be quite interesting indeed.